going to flare him actually straight onto the HQ with the Doom Cannon in range and the shield up on full health. And then look at this, guys. We get the energy drink load up. Look at how fast he melts the shield. Like, this is just insane. Chicken here, bring you a first look sneak peek of the new update, guys. So what is going to be in this update? Obviously, we have a new hero that we're showing here on the screen. He's going to work the same as the other heroes. He's got 3 abilities. You upgrade his base stats with gold, and we're going to be showing off his first ability here. This is going to be the Taunt ability. It distracts all the defenses. They all shoot at him. He has a pretty good amount of health. But what's really special about Private Bullit is his hero perk. So that's called his damage limit. So at max level, he has a 1300 damage limit, and that means he's not going to take any more damage other than 1300 one shot. You see, both these boom cans are shooting out. They're not doing much damage because they're affected by his damage limit. And he's going to get up there on the HQ, and he's really strong. He's really tanky. He's really cool. So we're going to dive in on more of that in a second. But what else is coming in this update? The Hammerman base builder bases are going into the game. The team has selected a few user-created NPC bases to implement, so we'll cover those in a minute. And Sergeant Brick is going to be fixed. Hooray, Sergeant Brick is now going to follow Flare. So here's his next ability, guys. This is going to be called the Energy Drink. Very similar to how the Lumberjack works in Clash Royale, drinks a rage spell. It's kind of like he just drinks an energy drink and he goes ham. And he gets a health regen bonus from this as well, so you see he's going to last a little bit longer. He's going to be able to take out more defenses. This is going to work out better with more like spread out, like lower level troop attacks, like Tank Medic. I think this is going to be really good because he's going to distract everything, because he's going to be out in front. It doesn't work like the Taunt ability. It doesn't actually distract the defenses in a radius or anything, but he gets out in front. He does a ton of damage. For a hero, he actually is like really strong damage-wise. And yeah, he goes really fast with the energy drink, and it's and then so yeah, he's got the 3 abilities, he's got the max stats. Let's jump into the next one, guys. This ability is going to be called the Shock Knuckles, and this one is crazy. This one is crazy. So I haven't found a really good use for this yet. It kind of works with warriors when you get them up on the HQ, but just take a look at this here. So this is called the Shock Knuckles. He's basically going to slam into the closest defense or building, and then there's going to be shocks thrown out all behind them. So watch this. This is really cool. So it does, at max level 5, it does 260 damage on his initial shoulder move right there. And then you see it shocks everything behind it. And the shock duration at max level is 9 seconds. I believe it goes from 5 seconds to 9 seconds from level 1 to 5, which is pretty crazy. You see he's able to shock so many buildings. I'll get a nice close-up here behind the HQ in a second. So this is going to be interesting to use with Smokey-style troops. I was playing around with it with Heavy Zuka and all Zukas, and you can kind of get it to work sometimes. It is difficult, though, because by the time he comes out from under the smoke, everything is already shooting before he gets his shocks off. He can't shock before troops come out from under smoke. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see what we all come up with. So now that we've shown that, let's go ahead and dive on into the different troops that he works with, some different gameplay and stuff. Okay, so the biggest question I think most people are going to have is, does the new hero work in high-level operations? So the answer is yes and no. I mean, it's going to come down to specific instances, but he does work kind of well because he has so much health, and the damage limit is going to be huge because he's only taking so much damage per shot right now. You see, this is important. I actually lost a ton of my Zukas right there, more than half of them. I only had like 30 left at this point. And this is an Orbifold on Curtain Call, I believe, so it is halfway down, but regardless. So you see I get Private Bullit up here, and then it's kind of like the Scorcher Zuka Cooker attack. I shock him there so he can't move. I move the Zukas down away from him, which is important. And then all I have to do is shock the defenses that are going to be on the same side as the Zukas. So these rock launchers on the left and these shock launchers right here. Everything else I can go ahead and avoid. And you see all that's happening is the Private Bullit is able to tank all the rockets on the right side. And everything on the left side I have shocked. So he's going to be able to tank everything. And he's also going to be able to stop all the single target defenses. So I'm not going to lose any Zukas doing this, which is crazy. So is he as good as Brick? Of course not. But I think in some specific instances, like maybe bases like this, where there's a lot of defenses on one side, he could come in really handy. So let me know what you think of that down in the comments, guys. Next, let's dive into some more player-based attacks. We're going to do a tank medic one, and we're going to do some warrior stuff. So So next up, guys, let's dive into a tank medic attack. So I feel like Private Bullit is going to work really well with these spread out style of troops, because he runs out in front of all your troops and he's going to act as a meat shield on top of his special ability. So you see right here we have the Shock Knuckles ability loaded up. And not only is he tanking for the tanks, a bit of a play on words there, but he's shocking all the defenses. He's shocking clusters of defenses at one time. And a max shock bomb shocks stuff for 10 seconds, and the max Shock Knuckles shocks things for 9 seconds. So you're getting really good value for like 3, 6, 9 GB, whatever it is, each succession. So, and the big thing is here, this is a max level base. Yes, the layout's kind of weird. Yes, there's no ice statues, so take it with a grain of salt. But I only used Private Bullit up into this point, and we basically cleared the entire base like easily. So he's going to distract defenses, he's going to shock defenses when he's got the Shock Knuckles loaded up, and I think he's going to add a ton of value to spread out troop attacks like Tank Medic, Rifle Crowd, Zuka Medic, things like that. So let's go ahead and dive on into a Warrior attack next and see how that plays out. Okay guys, so we have the Warriors loaded up with the Taunt ability. So the Taunt ability is going to be great for Warriors because he's going to distract all the defenses, he's going to get a bit of a health boost from it, and it's just tough to get them into position. It's similar to using Brick Warriors, it's just the only hard part is getting her there. So he actually does stand in the same smoke drop as the Warriors, which is very important. You see right here, he is going to pop there, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and use the Taunt ability nice and early. And you see all these defenses that have those little red blobs on top of them, they're going to be targeting Private Bullit instead of the Warriors. So the Warriors are going to pop up. I only have to shock the defenses that are on the opposite side of Private Bullit, because things like that cannon, that mortar up on top on the left, they're not actually in range of Private Bullit. So if the defenses are triggered by the Taunt ability and they're not actually in range of Private Bullit, they're going to shoot your troops. So definitely keep that in mind. And I think it's going to work. It's going to work okay with Warriors. It's not as good as the Ice Shield, maybe not as good as Battle Orders, but there's definitely something there. So okay, so next up, guys, now that we've seen what he can do, let's go ahead and go over how to unlock Private Bullit. So HQ level 19, radar level 19 is when Private Bullit is going to be available to be, he's going to show up on your map at Hammerman level 55. So we're going to go over just an easy strategy of how to take it down. I only have 3 offensive statues, so it should be easy enough to copy. And we're also going to show you how Sergeant Brick is actually working now. She actually does follow the flares, which is very, very nice, because that's been a frustrating thing for a while. So very excited to get Brick to actually work. Because before she would target onto a defense, he'd flare away, she would stay on the defense, and it was really annoying. So, in terms of Hammerman level 55, I mean, as long as you get troops up and behind the HQ on the right side, you're gonna be okay. It doesn't really matter. You can use Zukas, you can use Heavy Zuka, you can use Warriors, just whatever you do, just clear the mines, get up on the right side. This isn't a great attack by any means. I just kind of threw all the troops out so everyone would be able to copy it. And we get a couple shocks off. You see Brick right there. She's not going to stay targeted on the boom cannon. She is going to go ahead and go up onto the HQ. We're going to get a Battle Orders off there. And we're in the safe zone right here with the Heavies and Zukas. And Hammerman level 55, not a difficult base unless you really have under-level troops and things like that. But I mean, at HQ 19, you should know what you're doing by now. So so there we go. So you beat the Hammerman level. This is all in the dev build, guys. So there's going to be some tutorial stuff that pops up here that doesn't make any sense. So just ignore that. It's all stuff we've seen before, like this, about the supply chest. But then, you see, we get Private Bullit pops up there as the little head guy. We'll get the supply chest out of the way. And then you click on that, and then he kind of just ducks under like a whack-a-mole. And then you go back over to your base here. And we see right here that he is unlocked now, and we're able to use him. So that's how you unlock Private Bullit, guys. Next, let's go ahead and dive into some stats and abilities, and we'll upgrade him, see how much it costs, and all that fun stuff. So okay, guys, so next up, let's go over what it's going to cost to upgrade Private Bullit. He is an expensive hero right out of the gates, but he only goes up to level 8, so just keep that in mind when you see these upgrades. We're just going to be instant finishing to show you guys the stats and everything. So, initial stats, he's going to have 18,000 base health at level 1, and that's also going to have the Taunt ability unlocked. You see, what's really great about this, level 2, the energy drink is going to be unlocked, and level 3, the Shock Knuckles are going to be unlocked, so the abilities aren't hidden behind, like, massive upgrade walls or anything. You're going to be able to get them basically right away as soon as you get your hero upgraded to the first 3 levels. And you're going to get a health increase every level. You're going to get a damage per second, damage, which is the exact same as damage per shot because he just fires once. Increase every time. And let's go over the hero perk. So it's called Pain Tolerance. We touched on this before. So his damage limit per hit, that's going to decrease by 100 each level and eventually go up to 1300. So you're only going to be taking that much damage from defenses. That goes for boosted up Doom Cannons on Forlorn Hope, to boom cannons, everything like that. Nothing is going to do more than whatever your pain tolerance damage limit is set at. So that's huge. That's why he's able to survive so many boom cannon shots. That's why he's so tanky, is because things aren't doing that much damage to him. And he gets up to, if you have one troop health statue, at like around 30%, then you can actually get him up to 40,000 health, which is the same base health as a Scorcher. So he's got a lot of health. The damage limit is definitely huge. And yeah, so we're just going to keep going over here. So we got him up to level 7. That's going to be 28,000 and 1,200 damage per shot. His movement speed is moderate, so it's the same movement speed as Brick and Everspark, I believe. But he does keep up a little bit better with Warriors because he just stands back not nearly as far as Brick or Everspark do. So he's easier to walk with Zookas. He's easier to walk with Warriors. He keeps up in the smoke radius better. We're doing a little comparison there with Brick to show you that the movement speed is the same, but his distance from the troops is a lot better. So, and again, of course, this is all done in the dev build, guys. That's why I chose 1,000,000 tickets, 1,000,000 tokens. It's all in the dev build. So just to keep that in mind. The damage per second, like we said, it's going to be the same as the damage per shot. And there's the maximum damage limit per hit. He's only going to be taking 1,300 damage per shot on heavy hitting defenses, which is going to be huge because they offset by having slow rate of fire. So next up, let's go ahead and dive into these abilities, guys. So Taunt level 1, the duration is going to be 8 seconds from level 1 to level 5, but at the Taunt level, he gets a damage limit per hit increase as well. So it's, well, technically a decrease, but it's a buff. So he's going to be getting 300 less damage when using the ability. That's going to last the duration of the ability. And the good thing, and of course the Taunt is also going to have that small radius where it attracts all the defensive weapons. They're all going to be targeting him and only him, depending on exactly where he's standing. So you see the duration doesn't change, but the damage limit per hit does. So he gets, so when you're using the Taunt thing, which is very good because there's going to be nothing that's going to be able to take him out. If you've got a boosted troop health statue and you're using the Taunt at level 5, like he's going to have massive damage limit going. So just ignore that tutorial stuff. Again, we're all in the dev build, guys. And yeah, so let's get into the energy drink next. And same thing with the energy drink. I don't believe the duration increases in seconds, but the speed bonus does and the regeneration does. So he's going to go very fast, like we saw when we used the energy drink before. And he's going to get a health regen bonus. So the regen bonus, that's over time. It's not, you don't press it like right before he dies and he gets a big health boost. That's not how it works. It's just over time. So there's no reason to not use it right away if you're using some sort of strategy that's involved with the energy drink. So he goes up to so the speed bonus, it's also a damage bonus because he's going to fire faster, right? So he's also increasing his damage per second. Just because his fire rate is going to be increased, so he's doing more damage, he's moving faster. His health regen eventually goes up to 50%, which is pretty huge. Very tanky, very heavy hitting hero that we have here, guys. So let's dive into the Shock Knuckles next. So the Shock Knuckles, they have a damage increase and a shock duration increase, which actually increases with each level. I believe it goes up from 5 to 9 seconds from level 1 to level 5. The initial damage that it does isn't great. I mean, for the amount of GBE it costs to use, you shouldn't really be looking at the damage as anything really. I mean, you can use 3 GBE for an artillery and it's going to do 6,600 damage or whatever, right? So the damage isn't huge, but the shock duration is massive. That's going to do a ton of work to certain bases where they have all the defenses kind of clustered together. And a max shock bomb lasts for 10 seconds, and this shock duration lasts 9 seconds, which is pretty huge. So that's Private Bullit, all of his stats and abilities. He is kind of expensive, only goes up to level 8, but his abilities are great, and I think he has a lot of value for the cost of everything. So next up, guys, let's go ahead and dive into some fun stuff here. We're going to be taking on War Factory with only Private Bullit, 9 perfect maxed out troop damage statues, and 1 troop health statues. Okay, guys, so next up, let's do some fun stuff here. We got the dev build loaded up, so we're going to be using 9 perfect troop damage statues and 1 perfect troop health statue. Everything is going to be boosted, and yeah, we're just going to show you some of the boosts here. So they are all perfect, all 13s and 32 troop damage, 35 troop health boosted, and we're going to be taking on a low level War Factory. So this is level 45 War Factory, so just keep that in mind. But yeah, so the first attack here, we have the, I believe it's the energy, or no, the Taunt ability loaded up. So this is going to be good to show you. When you use the Taunt ability, his damage limit per hit is going to go down. So you see right here in a second where this Doom Cannon is going to start firing on him. and it's doing almost no damage. So the damage limit is nothing to be taken lightly. See right there, the Doom Cannon's hitting him, and it's doing like almost nothing. And that's only with one boosted. That's only with 64% troop health or whatever it is. One troop health masterpiece boosted, and he's just eating these Doom Cannons for breakfast. Like, it's just crazy. So the thing with the Taunt ability, if you're just going to use him by himself, which I don't recommend doing, we're just having fun with this. He's not going to do a lot of damage. You're going to want to go with the energy drink if you're going to try to use him in like a clearing sort of style. I guess you could do that for War Factory as well. Just send him in with the energy drink and then just try to clear a bunch of defenses and stuff. Probably not going to work as well as Everspark and the Universal Remote, but if you want to switch it up and have some fun, it's definitely worth trying out. So you see right here, we're about to end the raid on this first one. We got a lot of work done on this first attack for sure, though, and it's just crazy to see him. I mean, like, look at the damage he's doing in these crates. He's almost one-shotting each crate, so he is something similar to, like, 2 or 3 bolts of Zukas, something like that, with all the troop damage that we have loaded up. So we're going to go ahead and retreat here at this point because we've done all that we can for this first attack, and then we're going to go ahead and try to take down War Factory in 2 attacks with Private Bullet. So he's going to go down here in a second. We actually try to take him. Like, he just has so much health. Like, even when you want him to die, he doesn't. Like, it's just crazy. So yeah, he's going to go down here in a second. And then when we go to attack War Factory the second time, since this is on the dev build, it resets for some reason. I guess it's just always there. But so we attack the War Factory again here. But first we load up the energy drink ability, which is going to be perfect for this. So he's going to have a ton of damage. He's going to have a ton of health. He's going to have a ton of speed. And like I said, the War Factory does reset. So we'll get the energy drink loaded up here. And we don't even have any GBE loaded up, which is pretty crazy. So you see right here, when you use the energy drink with this much troop damage, he's just one-shotting everything. Like, everything's going down. The Doom Cannon is not going to be a problem. There's only the one shield on this. Like I said, very low-level War Factory. So, but either way, we get him up here. We take out those cannons for him, and then take a look here at what he's going to do to these crates. So again, he's not able to one-shot them without the energy drink, but we get him right up top here, and then watch this, guys. This is just nuts. This is just nuts. So we take out some more of these crates, just run up a little bit more GBE so we can get some more out of this energy drink, and then we're gonna flare him actually straight onto the HQ with the Doom Cannon in range and the shield up on full health. And then look at this, guys. We get the energy drink loaded up. Look at how fast he melts the shield. Like, this is just insane. Like, it's just crazy. And then he just blasts through War Factory himself, like, faster than Zukas would. So that was a lot of fun. I hope you guys got a kick out of that. Probably don't recommend using that as like an actual strategy unless you're insane and have like 10 perfect troop damage statues. But yeah, there it is. There's Private Bullet, guys. Let me know what you think of all that down below in the comments. Make sure to subscribe for future sneak peeks if you have not already. That's going to wrap it up the video today. Make sure to leave a like if you found it interesting, entertaining, or informative. And we'll see you in the next one, guys. Chicken out.